All right, my lovelies, I thought I would bring you along with the creation of this. I'm going to be stopping the camera in certain parts. It's going to be a fairly lengthy video, I think, because I want to do this from start to finish with you. So that, to me, tells me that I've got to do it in sections and then edit the video and put it all together. So here we go. My soup box, I've cut it down and it's all nice and straight. I've got a piece of cardboard here that I'm going to use my gluing sheet, and I'll explain this after I've done the bit here. So glue stick, I'm going to glue it all over this soup box. This is going to be a warts and all type video. I'm not going to edit out any of my mistakes. I'm just going to keep rolling. So if I make a blue or a boo-boo, you will see it, and you will see, hopefully, that I can correct my mistakes. Because when you're crafting, you don't always get it right the first time. Sometimes you can. Other times it's a little more difficult. So we'll see how this goes. All right, that's glued all over. Yep, I see shiny everywhere. Put the lid back on the glue stick. Get rid of that. Now I have here a piece of designer paper, and I have measured out 1 inch around this shape, so that I know when I put this down I'm going to have 1 inch all the way around. That will take up the internal coverings of the borders. Beautiful. Oh, it's a motorbike I can hear. I thought, the sun's shining. Surely we're not going to have a thunderstorm in the middle of sunshine, but no, it was a motorbike. Okay, so fold that up. This looks to be a little bit more than 1 inch. Yes, it is, but that's okay, because we're going to cover that up with something anyway. And then I like to fold my short edges. So that I have a nice little cross section here. Let me just highlight that a little bit so you can see it. What that will let me do is miter the corner by lining up the folds, the little creases here, lining them up with the sides of and the top of the book. That one there and that one there. So what I end up with is a nice neat fold, and I'm just going to line this again so that you can see. Right, so that goes there, and then this can fold over. That motorbike is going to annoy me. I hope you can't hear it too much. And whilst they don't meet here, that's okay, because the edge of the book is covered. But they do meet very nicely in there. So let's go ahead and fold them all in. Didn't fold this one down. This one, because it's a fraction, just a fraction wider than this, I think, it's not going to match up as nicely. I might be wrong, who knows? But I like to get those folds in place. before I start to glue. Then the last one. Now we could do this part with double-sided tape, but I've traditionally done it with glue. So let's bring the board back in, turn it over so that the glue is on the top piece, and let's start to glue. The corners first, or do one piece anyway. So I don't like to get too far ahead of myself with these, otherwise I run into trouble. Like dropping my glue stick. That was not clever. I have a lovely grabby stick though, which is awesome. It picks up all sorts of things for me. Okay, one glue stick restored. A little bit grubby, but that's okay. It will still work. Now I'll get this one done. I like to get, I can't say that I'm orderly, but you know, sometimes I do try. Not orderly, methodical. Now we'll do this piece here. Making sure I get right to the ends and into the creases. So now this one didn't quite match up here, but that's okay because we're going to put another piece of paper, which I didn't organise, for this part of the cover. That's nice. That is very nice. That's almost glued and dry there, so that's okay. Now I'm trying to remember to work up here instead of down there, which is closer to me, but you won't see what I'm doing if I do that. There and there, very good. Whoops, the glue will put that down. We must not panic. Now we need to glue all the way to the edge of this one. This is going to be so... Oh, that one did almost match up perfectly. Almost. Woohoo! I love it when miters turn out the right way, but I can't... I've never been really good at getting mitered corners to match up along this line here. And I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Somebody will tell me. I know. And I think I know the lady who will tell me, but I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to embarrass. But if you know how to get those corners perfect, please let me know. I'm doing the best I can, but it doesn't always work out for me. It was my one big problem with dressmaking. I could never get the corners mitered. My teacher always said to me, "You're off, dear, you're off." Yes, I know, but can you tell me how to get it right? She never did manage to get it to sink into my head that I had to do this, this, and this. Yeah. Mind you, with dressmaking, I used to run a single stitch along, or a single row of stitches along each section and make it a display. So got away with it, only just. My dressmaking teacher was an absolute sweetheart of a woman. She was so patient with us. Nothing was ever too hard for her except to teach Ruth how to do mitered corners. I'm sure I was the bane of her life. But she gave me a love of dressmaking for which I was eternally grateful when my children came along. Because very soon after the first child was born, my husband was no longer able to work. So it saved thousands of dollars being able to sew and make the children's clothes. Sometimes they look like little waifs if I didn't do my job right, but most of the time I'm pretty sure they were decently dressed. Right, that is that part done. I'm just going to get rid of this because I don't want sticky glue everywhere. Now I'm just going to crease down the insides of these folds and then do the other side. So that glue is into that little crease. And when it folds up, it'll look neat and tidy. All right, that's that little bit done. That's gorgeous. I like that. And it's got to go that way up. Okay. Now I've got to choose another piece of paper that's going to... I don't want to use this. This came from the top of the paper, but... Oh, no, I don't want to do that. I want to use something that's different. Because otherwise that's going to go right up into the spine. You're not going to see Celebrate. Yeah. Okay, let's have a look in the Amethyst book. This is a Kaisercraft paper range. Once again, I don't know the year. I'm very sorry. This is not Kaisercraft, but I think that would work. I put it in there because it was the right colour for this booklet. Or this paper pad, sorry, not booklet. Oh, that's going to look lovely. I like that. Okay, let's square this off. Or rectangle it off. Cut very cautiously along the gingham line. To one side. Now let's see how much I need to trim from here. Well, gosh darn it, I don't have to trim much, just on one side. That's fairly super. Bring that over there a little bit and then cut to there. Yep. A little cross in place where I need to trim. Awesome. So I'm trying something different. All my pieces like this I'm going to be putting into my ATC little mini folder that I've made. And when it comes time to decorate, I'm going to have all my pieces in there. That other side of this one won't fit. We'll see how it goes. I don't know how clever I'm going to be at sticking to that. Oh, I do like that. That is so pretty. Okay. So let's put this aside and this is going to be inside the journal. I've already decided that. This is going to be my template for my page size. Right, I'm just going to move this out of the way and bring back the glue board. You're not dry, you're dry. Okay. And we'll get busy with the glue stick again. And then I'll turn the camera off and get some papers out and work out how many sheets of paper I'm going to need, because the spines are about 1 inch thick, approximately 2 centimeters. For those who work in metric. And we will see what we can come up with as far as signatures. I think it's going to take 3 or 4, depending upon how many pages I put in each signature. But because I have so many suit boxes, it's not going to matter if I over cater for this one, because I can use them in another one. I better make sure I get the corners done properly with glue, because we don't want them rising and creating a fuss, do we? No, of course not. Nay, 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 nay. You don't curl. You're not allowed to curl. I say so. I'm trying to line it up and get it square. That is not square. Ruth, come on. Glue's going to dry if you don't get it on there in a hurry. I think it already has, or I missed that point. Gosh darn it. I thought I got all the edges with glue on them. I obviously backfired. Okay. I'm going to try and peel this off. Well, that was unsuccessful. It's dried. It has dried. I don't believe it. The glue has gone into the paper and it's dried. Unbelievable. All right, how much glue have I got in this one? In my glue stick, in my blue stick. Oh, that's right, that's an ending. I don't want to scrape around in there at the moment. Double-sided tape it. Here we go. This is going to grab like crazy when I put it on, so I've got to be very careful, because I want it to go on straight, not crooked. I don't want everything I do to be crooked. The amount of time I'm taking to do this, I think I might have to do this in series instead of one long video, because it's going to be hours long, and that's insane. You don't want to sit here for hours listening to me waffle on. Do you? Of course not. Now, I don't want to put any on the spine, because I've got to put my needle through with the thread, so we'll do a haphazard measure here. That was good cutting. Did you see that? What a mess. What a mess, what a mess, what a mess, mess. Okay, and another. Yeah, real good. Stick down. Stay there. I might give you a little bit of extra trim here because I don't like that. That will straighten out. This is good. This is good. Okay, now to do a little sneaky, I'm going to just do the one edge until I get it where I'm happy, and then I can fold it down and start again with the others. All right, let's get this one up here right, because then the bottom one will follow through, hopefully. A little bit more over, up. Oh, hey, not bad, not bad. Woohoo! I did something right. This is good. Okay, now to get this one off a little bit and fold it up so that I can grab it. Let that one off. This one off. This one. And by no means but last, you. Okay, now that one stays up. This all rolls down nicely. Yes! I did it, I did it, I did it. Yay! And we'll peel this one off because as we do that, it's going to sit down quite nicely where it's meant to be. Woo! Small things amuse. I like it, it went right. Yes. Oh, except now I've got to fold it. You can go back in your box, little man. See, I've got the other tape there, so it's going to wrinkle a little. Ah, how dare you. Don't do this to me, please. It's going to. Oh, you wouldn't read about it. Just when you think you've got something going right, it all goes wrong. There's not much I can do about those wrinkles, though. Because I can't take it off now that I've used tape. I can't take it off. It's okay. We might be able to disguise that when we're decorating the book. No, I wanted it to go that way. All right. I'm going to turn the camera off now, and I will be back with the next video. So please come on back. I think I'm going to call this one the Purple Book or the Lavender Book. I'd like to say Lavender Ladies, but I'm going to put ladies in here. I've already chosen what I'm going to dress it with. But they're not all lavender. And they're not wearing lavender. So I will just call this the Lavender Book. So keep an eye out for this series, folks. I will catch up with you with the next session soon. Bye-bye now.